Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. The sheepdog comment is getting a lot of comments, a lot of private messages. So I don't think maybe I communicated clearly. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. It might be on me. But if you'll notice, another former combat veteran and former CIA agent and former Secret Service agent, Dan Bongino, has come out and said the same thing. Because here's where we realize tactically, you do not want to give your enemies a common enemy to fight. The Democrats are already infighting. Think about this, right? They're already infighting. And Biden hasn't even taken office, if he does yet. They're already infighting. And the Senate is not even in the hands of the Democrats yet. You have these senior Democrat leaders coming out saying, no, this socialism stuff is not going to work. We're going to lose. See, even the Democrats are predicting it now. See, the Democrats are saying what I said. If you push this socialism, if you push defund the police, if you push firearms confiscation, and crime rises, because understand, that's one of their platforms. How do Republicans win? When crime rises. And so when I say stand down, I don't mean neuter yourself. I mean set back. Protect you and yours. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. See, we have some Republicans that want to go out there and they want to still fight the Democrats. Why? They're fighting amongst each other. Now, for some of you older people, you may remember what happened when we went into Afghanistan. Because remember, Al-Qaeda and ISIS were fighting each other. They weren't together. But then we went in and gave them a common enemy to fight. So when you give your enemies a common enemy to fight, all it's going to do is unite the Democrat Party. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to get years of delayed action, delayed voting. When I say delayed, I mean people won't switch over to the Republican Party until after that's over. And I got a comment from another show. And it's like you don't get it. It's a tactical move. When you're sitting up on the hill and you're looking through your scope and your enemies are infighting, you don't go down and interfere. Let the Democrats infight. If you don't think it's going to happen, it's already started. It's already started. So why would we interfere with that? Let them fight. Because guess what? Let's say this goes south. It goes south. And Trump's out. The Democrats control the House and the Senate. It's going to be a lot of infighting. You already have Democrat legislators coming forth and saying, we're not voting for Green New Deal. We're not voting for defund the police. We'll lose our elections. So now, let me get this right. So you see them infighting and you see the Democrat Party falling apart. So do you want to be the glue that goes down and holds them together? Because you can bet as soon as Republicans, conservatives jump in the mix, they're going to unite against conservatives. It's what's going to happen. Now, if we're lucky, Trump wins, Republicans win the Senate, and we're good to go. So no problem there. But I'm talking worst case scenario. Because worst case scenario, Biden gets in, Democrats win the Senate. How are you gonna fight back? You're just gonna make a lot of noise. And it doesn't make sense. All you're gonna do is make noise. That's it. It's not gonna be effective. If you're not a representative and you don't vote on anything, let them implode. But I would advise, if you're a conservative, get out the cities. Because the cities are about to take a shellacking. Crime is already up. I think here in Seattle, I'm not in Seattle, but I'm close to 157%. If you look at all these Democrat-run cities, cops are leaving at a back-breaking rate. Look at Minneapolis. Now they want to pay $500,000 to bring in cops from other jurisdictions after they voted to defund their police because crime is spiking. Take care of you and yours. And I'm kind of hoping people get what I'm saying about sheepdogs stand down. What are you going to do? Run out there and protect those people? The same people who would bite you in the back. The same people who will stab you in the back. Well, that doesn't make much sense now, does it? Of course not. But I got one comment from another show. Oh, and I'm mad and and that sounds nutless. Why should we stand down? Because you don't understand tactics. When my enemies are fighting, I'm not going to stop them from fighting. I'm going to let them decimate each other. That is why. I'm not even going to mention the show's name. But I did invite him to, hey, if you want to, we could have a joint show on your Facebook or on your YouTube page and on my YouTube page. And we can discuss it. We can go Facebook Live for that matter. Actually, I think that would be better. Because you don't understand tactics. Remember in the first Gulf War, when then President Bush Sr. got criticized for going to the doorstep of Iraq, but not replacing Saddam Hussein? Because the enemies were fighting. Now remember, for a long time, President Bush Sr. was the head of the CIA. So he understood what was happening in that region. So we have to understand what's happening in the Democrat region. The infighting has already started. Let them fight. Let them fight. Because the second conservatives jump in and we start acting emotional like them, it's like, we got to do something. We got to do it. And we got to get in there. And we can't back down. It's the minute we lose the war for the future of the United States of America. That's all you're doing. That's it. Because you're not thinking with a clear head. You're not thinking with a clear head. Now, do we need to pull behind President Trump? Yes, we do. Do we need to pull behind these senators in Georgia? Yes, we do. But I'm talking worst case scenario. In case all that pulling doesn't work, then you stand down and let your enemy fight amongst itself. How hard is that to conceptualize? Sorry, just got a little comment that got me kind of fired up, but hey, it is what it is. Let your enemies fight. Because the Democrat Party is about to destroy itself. And if we don't win the presidency and the Senate, all we're going to do is stop them from destroying themselves. That's it. Because then Democrats will just point back and say, well, this interference by Republicans and this interference, and you're going to get another 2 years of not having the House or the Senate. Anybody remember the last time Republicans took everything? Conservatives. It was after the Democrats enacted far left policies. And Reagan came in and just swept house. The Republicans swept house. And you're going to stop that from happening again because you want to get your opinion out there? That's it. We cannot be as emotional and as ridiculous and not plan future strategy as much as the Democrats. And like I said, if they win the presidency, if they win the Senate, there's nothing you can do anyway but make a spectacle. That's it. That's all you can do. I'm going to fight back and I'm going to make a spectacle. Don't be afraid to say what you got to say. Say it. At the same time, understand, the Democrat Party is imploding. This should be, something conservatives want. Because if they push the Green New Deal, defunding the police, disarming Americans, crime's going to soar. Do you think the Democrats will win a race again in the foreseeable future? No, of course not, because that's going to be on the back of everybody's mind. So think about that, kind of process it. Thank you for watching this episode of The Dan Dawson Show. Like, subscribe, share. Do what you got to do.